Hey kids, it's me, Kevin Smith.
And it's me, Harley Quinn Smith.
All right, we have 30 seconds to sell them on our podcast. How do we do it?
It's a really good time.
I ain't gonna do it, man. How about this? A girl and her dad.
We make each other laugh.
Ooh, I like that. And we talk like this the whole time.
There's a lot of singing.
Tune into Beardless Dickless Me. I sound like Captain Crunch.
Aw, on iHeartRadio.
Listen to Beardless Dickless Me on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's time to babble the fuck on. It's Hollywood Babble-On with your hosts, Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman.
It is, I think, it's Saturday night in Burbank, but fuck, it looks like a Tuesday. So let's babble the fuck on. I'm Kevin Smith.
I'm Ralph Garman.
Hey!
Hi, guys. Nice, intimate crowd. That's what I like.
We could have just went to my house.
Could have been on couches.
Truly. Look, I'll be honest with you. These are the shows that I get fucking stoked for. Because when there's like a bunch of people, then I feel the need to be entertaining. But when it's like half capacity, then I'm like, oh, let's get experimental and shit.
Babble unplugged.
That's right. We can fucking throw things off the rails. For example, I've been working on something.
You brought your purse.
I did. Well, I brought my laptop.
Oh.
So I've been working on a thing.
Are you just going to work for the next hour while I talk to these people?
I'll set it up, but you're involved in a big bad way.
All right.
So I like a lot of people, like, you wake up and you're like, all right, what's going on in the world? And you open the news and you're like, all right, I want to go back to sleep. So I can't be that way. I've always dealt with, adversity with creativity. So I had to, even though I had to channel like my energy into something, and I figured out like what it was going to be. So after the fires,
Yes.
like I started, like I don't know this. I guess it was a reaction to it, but I started buying a lot of Bullwinkle stuff.
Good idea. After you almost lost everything in a fire, start accumulating more shit.
Honest to God, like it's
Clever.
true. The psychology makes no sense because it's like you would have imagined. I saw that wall flame. It was like give up all possessions and shit.
Everything is fleeting.
If I was in the Bible, I would always get the wrong message, man. Like fucking a burning bush would show up, and I would just be like, more water in the desert. That's what they were trying to say. I took from it a different thing altogether. For some reason, I've been trying to analyze it and shit. I think it's like, a reach back to youth or whatever the fuck. But I started buying a lot of Bullwinkle shit. I started fucking with Bullwinkle all over again. I loved Bullwinkle when I was in my teens and shit. And instead of like sitting on YouTube and just watching like constant video after video about the news, like sometimes I just switch off, watch Bullwinkle, and it's fucking crazy because like they were so like ahead of their time that when they make fun of the government, I feel like they're making fun of our government and shit. Like it's classic, it still works. So I've been getting lost in that shit, man, and in a big bad way. And there's an auction coming up at Van Eaton Gallery because I've been doing a lot of eBaying, eBaying and Facebooking. Facebook Marketplace. Have you ever done this? This is one of my new fucking favorite things in the world.
That's the Walmart of collecting.
Yeah! It's fucking badass. What it is like you buy something and then they're like, you got to come pick it up. And you wind up going on these adventures to people's houses, man.
You got a lot of time on your hands.
Oh, shit. Well, it's always amazing because I love to watch their expressions change when like I fucking knock on the door and they open it and they're like, it did say Kevin Smith. Like, you are Kevin Smith. I was like, I'm Marketplace too, motherfucker. So sometimes I do it just to watch people's fucking faces change. Like, I started chasing a lot of Bullwinkle shit, ran out of it. Then I was like, it was so entertaining. I just started looking up Kevin Smith shit. And then
Buying your
showing
own
up
stuff?
to buy my own shit. And then they're like, this is so fucked up, man. And I'm always getting a break, too, because they're like, oh, I can't fucking overcharge you. I'm like, thank you. And then I sign it and triple charge. So I got a whole economy going. In any event, I've been doing all the E-band. Like, at a certain point, you know, they ain't making new Bullwinkle stuff.
Right.
So at a certain point, generally, you can pretty much get to everything. Every once in a while, like a new a Sirius cell will pop up. But since it was produced 1959 and 1964, most of it in Mexico, there aren't a lot of original cells.
Right.
They just didn't save them or anything like that. So Van Eaton Gallery is having like an auction at the end of April. That's lots of fucking Bullwinkle.
Oh.
And from what I've heard,
Are you going to pass the hat tonight?
oh yes. I'm gonna
GoFundMe?
But let me tell you, for what they're gonna put up there, I will suck dick, man. Like, have you ever wanted head from a low-grade celebrity and shit? You could selfie me, put it on the internet. I don't care, because there's a few pieces I want.
There's a Boris
bad
Badenoff I have to have.
Oh my God.
Can I Venmo you?
Yes. 100%. You can Venmo Van Eaton Gallery.
Just send it right to them.
They've got pieces from, remember the Dudley Do-Right Emporium?
Yes, I do.
Oh my God, you could do a Dudley Do-Right. That's going to come in very handy with this laptop.
No.
So, yeah, the Dudley Do-Right Emporium, for those that don't know, out here in California on Sunset Boulevard. The store existed for, they made it 34 fucking years. And it was a store that was dedicated to all
Jay
the Jay
Ward
Ward
stuff.
movie, TV shows. So Rocky and Bullwinkle, George of the Jungle, Dudley Do-Right, Super Chicken, like go so forth and so on.
Right.
So I went there as a teenage fan. I was about like 16 years old. My mom was flying out to see some relatives. I was like, can I go? I want to go to the Dudley Do-Right Emporium. I think my mom was disappointed that I wasn't like, I want to go to Hollywood Boulevard and fucking find a hooker. You know, I was like, I want to see cartoons. And she was like, geez, you could do that in New Jersey. So I went out with her, and then she went to Riverside. We went to see her cousins. First place I ever encountered Central Air. I think I told this story before. Ralph's looking at me like, I know your Central Air story.
Here we
Fucking
go with
move
the
on.
Central Air again.
So then my mom drove me up to Hollywood, and I went to the Dudley Do-Right Emporium. They used to have the statue out in front.
It was
Took a
like
picture
him
there.
holding up Rocky, right?
That statue exists. It's down on what's that in West Hollywood at the where I don't know Sunset, but what's the intersection? Holloway or what? No, where Tower used to be. They put the statue there,
Oh, okay.
right at that corner. And right now there's a scaffolding around because they're doing a refurbishing. Some asshole got drunk, hit Bullwinkle's fucking knees. I wanted to kill him. Handle your high, fucking pricks. So Dudley Do-Right Emporium was a store that I went to when I was 16, and like it made such an impression that Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash, which is coming up on its 28th year of existence, exists because of that fucking store. Like, I remember going in there and being like, holy shit, man, you can have a store just for your own shit. And it wasn't like on that moment, I was like, one day, because I was 16 years old. But later on, when I started building my own little fucking empire, I was like, well, fucking Jay and Silent Bob are nothing if not Rocky and Bullwinkle. Fuck, let's make a whole ass store and shit. So, very influential store. They closed in 2005, a few years after the big Rocky and Bullwinkle movie happened. You know, it's an old show. Everyone who is involved with it is dead, including the late, great June Foray, who did the voice of Rocky. I think she was the last to go at age 99 and 11 months and 30 days.
Yeah.
She was like...
Quitter.
Yeah. Son of a bitch. Fuck.
Have a little work ethic.
So nobody's fucking left. Anything you're buying on eBay is generally series sells or like merchandise they used to make back in the day.
Gotcha.
Dudley Do-Right Emporium used to sell everything. And so, but they're gone since 2005. They're having an auction, which includes all the fixtures and all the fucking standees and everything that used to be in the Dudley Do-Right Emporium, which I guess has been in storage for a while, is going up for auction, including pieces from like Jay Ward's personal collection.
Wow.
Including like, I saw a stained glass of Bullwinkle pulling Rocky out of a hat and shit. It's gonna be a lot of money. So I'm gonna eat a lot of dick. I mean, this is the only thing I'll ask. It's like when you go see a premiere in the studios, like, don't review it and shit. There's gonna be a moratorium. You can't post me sucking dick this early after the auction. Then fucking hit the fucking TikToks, hit the Instagrams. But until that time, I'm accepting Venmo and PayPal.
Is there anyone who watches you? Do you have like a handler or a
No.
keeper? I think we need to enter you into conservatorship, like a Britney Spears kind of situation.
My kid came
I mean, you're
over.
not that crazy, but I'm afraid that you're going to spend your entire life's savings on Bullwinkle crap.
It's mine, as I keep pointing out to my wife, who is very concerned.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I said, I fucking go out there and I make the money and stuff. I said, well, every time I go out and do Babble-On, I gotta sell it out.
Nice work.
She ain't here, fucking.
Yeah.
No, but I'm like, I fucking work, don't I? I cover a lot of fucking people. Can't I spend my money the way I like? She's like, yeah, I guess, absolutely. But this? I was like, it beats like fucking fast cars and shit like that. She was like, no, it doesn't. My kid was over yesterday, and she was looking at, like, I got these shelves and put the collection together and everything. It looks like a museum, man. And she came over, she goes, boy, this is a lot of... Somebody's like, I'm tired of this shit. Stop talking about Bullwinkle. Almost done. So my kid goes, my God, like, you've only been collecting since the fire. I said, yeah. She goes, this is an awful lot of stuff. I was like, yeah, and it's all old, so I'll be honest with you, there's a good portion of your inheritance that you're looking at. So, as I'm sitting there and, you know, getting lost in Rocky and Bullwinkle as an escape and shit, as is often the case with me, if I love something, I gravitate toward it and into it. For example, you're a fan of the franchise The Food That Built America.
I love all the blanks that blanked America. All of those.
They have a term of art for it, for their universe. It's called That Built.
That built,
That
yes.
Built.
I like all
So
of it.
there's a show called The Food That Built America, the mega brand that built America.
The toys that built America.
The toys that built America, the icons that built America, the titans that
Cars.
built America, the cars that built America. Fucking excellent show from History Channel where you can like spend an hour learning the fuck out of some shit that you never realized you cared about.
Yeah.
Man. Like the history of products that we interact with all the time and how they came to be. And Campbell Scott is an amazing fucking narrator, man, who like I just want him to narrate my goddamn life. Because it is fucking power. It's like I get hard when I hear his name is Milton Hershey. And he will build a chocolate empire worth $20 billion. But today, he must figure out the cream. You know, it's shit like, oh, it's fucking so good.
Yes.
So you learn about how like Oscar Mayer happened and shit like that, all these products. And
C.W. Post went to the Kellogg Sanitarium for his health. He left with granola.
yeah, he fucking stole it, man. He
Yeah,
was like,
he
this is a
did.
good idea. And then Kellogg's brother was like, man, we got to beat him. And Kellogg was like, I'm too busy not masturbating.
That's right.
That's what cornflakes was about. It meant to stop masturbation. I don't know how. I guess you roll your dick around and fucking get the cornflakes on. And you're like, ow, I don't ever want to do that again.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
Something strange. But then his brother was like, fuck my brother. And he took cornflakes out and made him a fucking real name. And
Yeah,
shit
he
like
did.
that. Oh, it's a fascinating series. So I was talking about it on Fat Man Beyond. People I know who I used to work with on Comic Book Men were like, bro, we just heard you blow our show for like 20 fucking minutes straight. I was like, you work on that show? They're like, fuck yeah, we make that show, man. I was like, oh my God. I was like, if you ever, I didn't even have to finish saying it. They were like, do you want to sit down for an interview? So I'm going to be on next season of the Mega Brands That Built America.
How cool.
So, you know, like I used to watch The Flash, fell in love with it, started talking about, got to direct episodes and stuff like
Right.
that. There's a way, I have a way of if I love it, I gravitate toward it and stuff like that. Now, problem with Rocky and Bullwinkle is they don't make that shit anymore.
They don't have the moose that built America?
No, fuck,
No.
but they better, man. Holy shit. So I couldn't like fucking get it. I couldn't worm my way into a Rocky and Bullwinkle. But I was like, you know what, man? Like you're so well studied at this. Why don't you write a Rocky and Bullwinkle? But it's not Rocky and Bullwinkle. It features your characters. And as I was writing it, I thought of you because you can be the narrator and the fucking villain as well.
Oh, great. Are we going to do a radio play in front of a live audience?
Yeah. Nobody's seen it, man.
Yeah.
And if it dies...
No one even knew it was happening.
No.
No one.
I didn't prepare Ralph for
No,
this.
no one knew.
Well, that's what I'm saying, man. It's fucking. This is the half audience show. We're on the edge of the seat.
Yeah,
here.
let me know before I write a show that I don't need to.
We're
Gonna save me some time.
Look, if the thing bombs, we're gonna need to fucking get right back to the regular show.
All right.
Okay, so it's called Movies Serial, but it's spelled, S-E-R-I-A.
Right.
Chapter
Like serial
1.
killer.
Yes.
Yes.
Chapter 1, Mood Board. Now, if you've ever seen Rocky and Bullwinkle, basically, I'm just stealing the entire fucking formula and stuff. But it's cartoon, man. I've already sent it off to my animating friend Steve Stark, and he's breaking it down right now.
All right.
Okay, exterior, Matt. I will do the. I'll walk you through it as we go. But I'll tell you what. Ralph is the narrator.
How many pages is this?
10.
Okay.
For chapter 1. Now
big.
We'll leave it up to the audience. We can skip the first half, go right to the second half.
You don't want to cheat them out of the first half. They won't understand the second half.
I love how the performer and you kicked in.
It's like
where you're
watching a
fucking,
sequel.
Take away half my part. Fuck you. I want to do the whole thing. Okay. You're the narrator, so you could read ahead.
All right. Do you want a Bill Conrad reading on this? You want like the narrator from Rocky and Bullwinkle?
You read my fucking mind. Now, if you know Rocky and Bullwinkle, they had a narrator. Just like Arrested Development, to put it in current terms, although that's a fucking 20-year-old show as well.
We're so old.
We really are. We've seen it all. They had a narrator, and the narrator was there because this is the early days of animation, limited animation. So rather than show constant movement, it was cheaper to have somebody tell a story. The Jay Ward's first cartoon, Crusader Rabbit, was literally just still pictures and a narrator.
Right.
And then doing the voice. Every once in a while, you would see a mouth move or something like that. So with Rocky and Bullwinkle, they got further. There's more animation, but it's very limited like Hanna-Barbera. But how they got around with having to animate an entire adventure was they had somebody telling you the story, constantly filling in the gaps. As Ralph mentioned, that was William Conrad,
yeah.
A young William Conrad from 1959 to 64 was the narrator of all the Bullwinkle shows and stuff. But later on, was known to us as kids on TV as Cannon.
World's fattest private detective.
Yes.
Yes. And he was later Jake and the Fat Man.
And he was Jake and the Fat Man.
Because he got fatter.
So that guy was the narrator, and he always read it in a very stentorian, very urgent, like, this is more serious than it is, and whatnot. So Ralph could totally fucking rock that.
All right.
So Ralph will be our narrator. You can read ahead. I'm going to walk him through.
Oh, no, I'm going to cold read the shit out of this.
Serious? You want me to turn up the brightness?
Yeah, it's perfect.
There we go. Can we get a few more lights out here, please? All right, here we go. Exterior map of America. You start wide on a map that has state separations with multiple colors distinguishing all the states. The narrator says,
When one thinks of New Jersey, it's one. If one ever thinks of New Jersey, it's usually poorly.
Zoom in on the clearly identified New Jersey, then zoom in on a clearly identified Asbury Park, where a Springsteen caricature belts out a note. The narrator says,
Indeed, ardent outsiders who valiantly ventured beyond the borders of this savage eastern seaboard state and lived to tell about it make meager mention of local landmarks like Asbury Park, home to a musical bucolic boss.
Pan to a clearly identified Atlantic City. A cartoon is a guy with his pockets turned out jumps from a very high floor of a casino hotel balcony. And the narrator says,
Or Atlantic City, home to catastrophic casino loss.
Pan to a clearly identified Cowpie County. Now, in Rocky and Bullwinkle, they had Frostbite Falls, Minnesota. Our series will take place in Cowpie County, New Jersey, where a standard cow, a cartoon little cow on the stage, lifts its head from the grass. He's chewing cud after a beat. He gives a mean look at the camera before casually dropping a deuce. The narrator says,
But perhaps the best kept state secret is the bovine-imbued borough of Cowpie County, where bulls take no crap because they can make their own.
it's working, man. All right. We're exterior movies restaurant. So standing in for Rocky and Bullwinkle, Bullwinkle and Rocky in this case would be my Mooby, the cow from my flicks and whatnot. He has a little friend. There's a Mooby world of characters. There's Mooby. There's Little Eddie, the cat who lives in your mouth. His job is to clean your teeth with his claw. Ratface came up with that. Robert Holtzman, our production designer on so many of the movies, like, I got an idea. He's from Philly. He goes, for movie. And I was like, what's your idea? He goes, Little Eddie. And I was like, what's Little Eddie? He's like, that's the cat that lives inside your mouth, cleans your teeth. I was like, fucking, why are you wasting that on a Kevin Smith movie, man? So he's here. He'll be the Rocky stand-in.
Gotcha.
And then standing in for Boris and Natasha will be Surly Duck and Enoch, the Bible-quoting aardvark. Those are the characters from Movies World.
Dude, did you graduate to acid?
I came up with these characters in 1998, even before weed. So that was when I was creative. Exterior Movies Restaurant Day. A Jay Wardian wide shot establishing the lay of the land. The building looks like the one from the movies, the restaurant. Out in the parking lot is a rocket ship and a launch pad, surrounded by a crowd of people and a marching band beneath the banner that reads, "The cow jumps over the moon."
But today, the entire town can be found in the parking lot of a fledgling fast food franchise, where a pair of proprietors' plucky publicity stunt is creating curiosity over our Eponius entrepreneur.
Cut. Well done. Give it up for fucking Ralph. Somewhere Bill Conrad would be threatened if he wasn't already.
He's so dead.
Yeah, he's dead. Cut to Mooby. Hands on his hips. Mouth closed. About to be interviewed by a reporter named Mina Bird. The narrator says,
Mooby, the golden calf.
Mina Bird says, Mina readers need to know the rocket ship scoop. Mooby shrugs and points at his mouth. Mina Bird says, what's the matter, Mooby? Cat got your tongue? Suddenly, little Eddie Dentures pops his head and shoulders out of Mooby's mouth, holding Mooby's lips open with his arms and elbows. You want to do your best version of Rocky the Flying Squirrel?
Kinda.
Oh, you were reading the lines. I thought you were answering in character. I was like, wow. The Mina Bird, startled, says, what the Woodward and Bernstein? Who are you?
I'm his business buddy, little Eddie Dentures, the cat that lives in Mooby's mouth.
Mooby, the golden calf, goes, ah, chew. Mooby sneezes little Eddie onto the ground, where the cat lands on his feet, standing side by side. They're roughly the size of Rocky and Bullwinkle. Mooby, the golden calf, will be voiced by me. I'm going to do my best Bullwinkle as Mooby and hope I don't get sued. But to be fair, Bill Scott, who is the voice of Mooby,
yes,
who, by the way, I was
voice
born
of Bullwinkle.
Bullwinkle, rather. Sorry, but you're right. I was born on his birthday. How fucked up is that? Bill Scott was accused of stealing the voice of Bullwinkle from Red Skelton, who also did a voice like that.
That's right, yeah. Clem Cadiddle.
But you could do that back in those days. You could steal shit, and you never had to pay people.
Yeah. The good old days.
Yeah. Okay, so after Mooby sneezes little Eddie onto the ground, Mooby the golden calf says, sorry, Eddie.
Oh, that's all right, Mooby. Everybody knows it's cold and flu season.
It's because of my cold that you flew out of my nose instead of my mouth. And Mina Bird, as she writes in the notepad, says, cat and cow do mouth stuff. And she starts to fly off. My work is done here.
Leaping litters. You don't need to even interview us for your article.
Mina readers only have time for a headline, and cat and cow do mouth stuff is clickbait crack. As Mina flies off, we zoom in on Mooby and Eddie. They're like, he needs a drink. We can tell. We zoom in on Mooby and Eddie, who run up 3 sets of stairs to a platform at the rocket's open door, the narrator tells us.
After an exchange of little expository assistance, our fearless food flingers climbed atop a launch pad, where a mighty rocket ship towered over the crowd.
Mooby steps up to the microphone with Eddie on his shoulder. Mooby says, felicitations, cowpie Countians. I bet you're wondering why we reconnoitered a rocket ship.
Today, me and Mooby plan to prove once and for all that a cow really can jump over the moon.
All our in-flight meals and moon munchies furnished by our fabulous fast food franchise, Moobies. Why don't you wrap us up by slinging our slogan, little Eddie?
Moobies, eat it already.
Mooby and little Eddie head into the rocket, and the door closes behind them as the crowd cheers below. The narrator says,
the circumstances promptly pumped, our heroes hurried into the ready rocket as the crowd came closer to cheer on their intrepid spirit.
Interior rocket, at the same time, strapped into their seats. Little Eddie is at the steering wheel. Mooby is the co-pilot. Mooby says, let's light this candle.
Engage! launch.
Mooby presses the launch button. Exterior Mooby's restaurant, same. Fire pours from the rocket's engines. Go wide to see the flames engulf the cheering crowd. When the flames subside, the cartoon cook crowd stands there for a beat before disintegrating to ash. Interior rocket, same. The cabin vibrates violently as the rocket takes off, rattling our heroes, the narrator says.
And breaking free the surly bonds of Earth, the rocket soared into the sky. It was one small step for a cow, and one giant mess for Cowpie County.
The Cowpie Countians go running from the launch pad, screaming on fire. One guy goes, "Ah! Kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me!" And the narrator says,
It was a sobering sentiment shared by the underpaid narrator.
Exterior outer space night. The rocket reaches the starry Milky Way, but the narrator tells us,
But after a worldwide pandemic, 2 industry strikes, and the California fires, work in Hollywood was too scarce to voice a content objection ever again. A content objection ever again.
interior rocket, same. With gravity gone, Mooby and Little Eddie float now, offering objecting looks to the camera because the narrator says,
And so, our hero narrated on. Hero, leaping litters.
"We're the heroes here, Hefe, unless you want our new narrator to be an AI voice generator."
No, I need this gig. My SAG insurance depends on it. Then stay on script, Kieran Culkin. And so our 2 heroes
That's more like it.
found themselves free from the grip of gravity as they entered infinity.
Little Eddie says,
We're about to land on the moon, Mooby, so it's time to put on our special outfits.
Mooby holds up a scandalous leather bondage gear in each hand, neatly hung on hangers. He says, "You mean these special outfits? But it's not Saturday." Little Eddie grabs the outfits and hides them behind his back, his face red with embarrassment. He says,
Not our Saturday special outfits. I'm talking about our spacesuits.
Exterior moon, night. The rocket lands on the moon. The door opens and Mooby and Little Eddie pop up in the doorway wearing 60s sci-fi inspired spacesuits, bubble helmets over their heads, and jetpacks. A ladder lowers and the pair climb down and bounce across the surface of the moon, as the narrator says.
And once the roaring rocket landed, our spacesuited heroes emerged and explored the mysterious moon in advance of their lunar leap.
"We're off to skim the Milky Way."
That sure was one sour milk pun.
Then I refuse to utter another.
Mooby?
Dare he make one more? He dare.
But before Mooby could bring home the bit,
Suddenly, Mooby and Eddie are enveloped by a cloud of gas that makes them fall to the ground heavy.
the comedic cow and his feline friend got a blast of gravity gas from an unseen aggressor.
And Little Eddie says,
Leaping lizards, Mooby! We've been immobilized!
"And we can't move either." No, that works. Sometimes they can be groaners. Now how's this cow gonna jump over the moon?
Who would ever do such a thing? Like the old saying goes, if it looks like a duck, swims like a duck, and quacks like a duck, then it's probably
And it says here in Pacino voice,
a really big duck. Ooh-ah.
reveal surly duck in a bubble helmet and a jetpack, accompanied by his sidekick Enoch the Aardvark, who aims a laser gun at our heroes that immobilizes them. The narrator says,
As it turned out, our heroes were not standing alone on this blue moon, because they were beaten beyond the atmosphere by their Cowpie County corporate competition, the owner and operator of the unfortunately named Asian fusion fast food franchise, Duck U. That scoundrel, Surly Duck. Oh, and don't forget the number 2 to my number 1, Enoch, the Bible-quoting aardvark.
Enoch is voiced by Bane.
If God is for us, who could be against us? Romans 8:31.
This is the word of the Lord. Ooh-ah.
Mooby and Eddie bob up and down opposite Surly and Enoch. Little Eddie Dutcher says,
Surly Duck and Enoch Aardvark, what are you two doing on the moon? You gotta be smoking quack if you think I'm gonna let you fast foodery outside mine. Ooh-ah. Dear God.
I'm so glad nobody came tonight. Like, I wouldn't have busted this out.
No, we couldn't do
otherwise.
this in front of a real audience. Is that what you're telling these people?
It's like friends and family. They're so fucking kind.
Jesus.
Real audience would have been like, this is the fucking show?
Duck you?
You tell him, little Eddie.
No, Mooby. That's the name of Surly's restaurant.
Never heard of it.
The whole world is gonna hear about my Asian fusion fast foodery once I make that giant jump over the moon. So bye-bye, bovine. In the words of the yellow people, jeez.
Wait.
Don't have a cow, man. Ooh-ah. The Simpsons are yellow. Just to make sure that's clear. Before I get canceled.
Thought the artistry of the joke made it clear, but yes, it's a Simpsons reference. Surly and Enoch slap their chests, and their rocket packs roar to life, throwing flames, leaving Mooby and little Eddie frozen in place, still covered in electrical charge. Surly and Enoch ascend into space, and the narrator tells us,
As the devious duck and his Christian companion jetpacked into the air to jump over the moon,
Surly yells out,
duck you!
duck me, duck you too, buddy.
Our heroes struggled with the gravity of their situation.
Little Eddie says,
Leap in litters, Mooby. I can't move a muscle.
let me give it a try. And Mooby says to his legs, so there's this old lady with Alzheimer's, see? And her husband reads her a story about a young girl in love.
What are you doing, Mooby?
Well, I'm telling my legs the story of the Notebook.
But why?
I'm trying to move my muscles. There are groaners and there are groaners.
Can the golden calf talk his way out of this one?
As it turns out, that old... No, Mooby is talking to his leg still. And as it turns out, that old lady, she was the young girl in love. Exterior space night, Surly and Enoch jetpack through the stars.
Or will Surly ever get his ducks in a row? Ooh-ah. Duck puns are the lowest form of comedy. Even lower than impressions? Even lower than, hey! If I were the duck 5 years ago, I'd take a flamethrower to your face. Scent of a woman. Ooh-ah.
And the narrator wraps up and says,
Don't miss our next episode, I'll Be Seeing You, or Duck Day Afternoon.
give it up for Ralph Garman, man.
I think you wrote that whole thing just to give me a shot at the end.
As I was landing it, I was like, oh, this is all about making fun of Ralph. Oh, I love being a writer. Anyway, how are you?
Well, that's it for tonight's show, gang. Thanks so much for coming by. I'm well, sir. I'm well. How are I'm not even give you any more time. It's my turn now.
Yeah, take it all, man. What you been up to?
My wife said on the mend, she's not here tonight because she had shoulder surgery, so I've been playing nurse for the past week or so, and it's nice to get out of the house.
So she's not here because of the shoulder surgery.
Yeah, she's still in
Maybe that's
pain.
what happened to the other half of the audience. Maybe they all had shoulder surgery.
Could be. It's going around, yeah.
It's going around.
Other than that, I'm good. And I'm ready to start the show. You ready to start the show? Well, obviously, you shot your wad. You're going to sit back and
Oh,
you're
my
going to take a
God.
nap.
Fucking done. I did all my heavy lifting before I got here. No, I got like tons of news, man. No, we can go into it. I'll sprinkle it through.
There's a show after us. That's all I'm saying. We gotta,
no worries.
you know,
Dive in. I'm sure what they have to say in Hollywood is more important than what I have.
There's people here. We're going to give shout-outs to people who
Oh,
come
yeah,
particularly
all
long distances or want to celebrate special occasions.
All right, we'll do that.
It's a segment called the shout-outs.
It's a shout out with Kevin and Ralph, so get your cock out. Yeah. Get your cock out.
Amy and Nick, are you guys here? The Aussies? Where are you guys? Hi.
Hey!
They're back. I love these guys. Nick and I purchased our Babble-On tickets when it was supposed to be last weekend. Yeah, we had to move it because Kevin had an issue.
Oh my God! Did you fly in and then have to fly home?
No,
and
they
then
live
fly-
here. They live here now.
Oh. For a decade? I haven't been paying attention.
Since it moved forward a week, we purchased a couple of extra tickets because Nick's parents, Bob and Leandra, are visiting from Australia. Welcome, guys.
Welcome, kids.
They have absolutely no idea what they're in for. Well, no one did tonight, so you're not alone. They only know about the show because we tell them about it, and I'm pretty sure they don't know what a podcast is. That's ageist. If you're game, could you please give them your best Aussie welcome to the show? Thanks, mates. Amy and Nick, the Aussies. Crikey! What? Good on ya for coming to the show. Didgeridoo? Koala bear. Tie me kangaroo down. Sport. Boomerang. I'm out.
Good day.
I think it's good day. I don't think it's... Oh, Foster's. It's Australian for beer, mate. Shrimp and a barbie. That's not a knife. No, I'm out.
Yeah. You reached back to the 80s for the last three.
I know. Dan Smith. Are you here, Dan? Hey. Dan
Another
says...
Smith.
Yeah. What are the odds? My girlfriend Katie and I will be attending our first Hollywood Babble-On show on Saturday. Ralph, you may remember Katie from your days at K-Rock together. Of course I remember you, Katie. Hi, Katie. How are you? I used to taunt her in the hallways. I used to go, Katie, Katie.
And that's why they fired you.
That's why they fired her. Not for harassment, but for reaching back to the way they were for a reference. Both big fans, but we haven't much experience with the podcast. Can Sexy Kevin welcome her to the Hollywood Babble-On family and let her know how happy I am that we met and how much I'm looking forward to our first trip together next week? Well, I think Sexy Kev can do that. We get a little music?
Oh, Katie. Do you like Bullwinkle?
Christ. Enough.
Why don't you make things rocky for Dan's dick?
All right. Oh, no, you're done. Fucking Rocky and Bullwinkle. There's gonna be an intervention. You're gonna see all of us all sitting in your living room in a semicircle full of chairs.
Carol, who runs my business, called me just to be like, you have to stop. And I was like, but it makes me happy.
Jason Coman. Are you here, Jason?
What up?
I didn't say all of you. I said Jason Coman.
They're all fans of Jason.
Yeah,
man.
apparently. My name is Jason. I'm a Garmy general. Thank you, Jason, for the support. Here tonight with a big group of friends celebrating my wife Seaton's birthday. Her birthday was on the 22nd when the show was supposed to be, but thanks, Kevin. Yeah.
Pissing off Australians, Americans, and shit. I'm a great unifier.
Seaton is from Highlands, New Jersey.
The fuck?
And went to Hudson High School.
What? Fucking, this is great. Yeah, go Admirals indeed. What year did you graduate? 2007. So I graduated not too far before that.
Yeah.
Class of 88. I still go and see Hudson all the time. Whenever I go back to Highlands, as we know, I have a movie theater in Atlantic Highlands, New Jersey. So I go back at least once a month. And when I go back, generally I go to Highlands Park, where I used to live, like the house I grew up in, and walk the town. And I always head up to Hudson still and stuff. And whenever I get up there, usually a security guard meets me in the parking lot and says, "You have to stop this."
Yeah.
And then I turn
Hello,
around.
fellow teenagers. I have my hat on backwards, just like you.
They're like, we know you've been trying to blend for 32 years.
Sir, it's not
but
fooling anybody.
You gotta go.
That Rocky and Bullwinkle t-shirt's giving you away. These kids have never heard of Rocky or Bullwinkle.
Well, let me tell you, when I was in high school, the kids had never heard of Rocky or Bullwinkle either.
That's true.
They're like, what's that moose? Wait a second. So you went to Hudson. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Highlands.
In Highlands?
Yeah.
On Bay Ave?
Right across from Kansas.
Are you fucking serious? I like literally know where that is. That's not even like I've been to Covina or whatever the fuck. That's like, I've fucking ridden a bike past your house. Driven a moped.
Okay.
You can't take that away from me, fuck.
I wouldn't dream of it.
That's fucking crazy, man. I was 21 Jackson Street, so I don't even know if it was Cumberland Farms when you were a kid.
You two join a Facebook group.
Fucking, that's crazy, dude. Like
Right.
meeting somebody from the hometown.
I get it. Yeah.
Did you ever fuck him? Did you ever go up to the Kavusian Field dugout and get a hand job? You knew where Kavusian Field was. I never did. I just heard that happen.
Yeah,
a lot.
I'm sure. Yeah.
That's crazy, man, to fucking know somebody that knows Kavusian Field. Somebody in the crowd knows Kavusian Field.
I know, it's crazy.
Wow.
It's nuts.
See, what's your last name? Tate? Oh, you're them fucking Tates, are you? The Smiths hated the Tates. Am I right, Smitty?
Famous Smith-Tate feud.
That's wild, man.
Anyway, the email from Jason. Which one's Jason, by the way? Hey, Jason, how are you, buddy?
Jason's guy is like, I'm regretting bringing
No
Seton to the
shit.
show. Fuck.
Can Peter Falk say fuck you to the last year and wish her a happy birthday? Says Jason. That's a cryptic request, but sure, I think he could.
Get my camera out.
I'm tired of you pulling the electronics out.
You act like I pull a vibrator out while we're fucking.
I wish.
Why?
Maybe
Does that
both
come
of us would be
faster?
satisfied.
Excuse me, Seton. Can I ask you a question? I'm sorry to bother you. I know it's your birthday and everything. But did you have a particularly bad week? Or maybe a particularly bad year? Because it says fuck you to the last year. And I'm just wondering, what was so bad about the last year that you're cursing it out? Seton, I'm talking to you, Seton. I know it's hard to tell because one of the eyes is going the other way. Because it seems to me, I don't know why you say your year was so bad, you want to say fuck you. I had a bad year too, and the missus had a bunion on her foot. They had to shave it off. But I'm not going to fuck you to anybody. I got one more question. Is it really your birthday? How old, I don't mean to get personal here, but how old would you say you are?
36.
Jesus, she's a lot younger than you.
Happy birthday, Seton.
Hey there, boys and girls. It's your old podcast pal, Ralph here. Why don't you check out The Ralph Report? That's my daily show. Monday through Friday, you can get an earful of me, and we have a pretty good time. Plus, if you're a Hollywood Babble-On fan and you subscribe at the 3- or 4-star general levels, you can get the entire back catalog of Hollywood Babble-On, the past decade of Babble-Ons, for you to listen to at your leisure. Plus, the 4-star tier, they get to watch us record the show live once a week. Plus, there's live stream events, all kinds of goodies. Why don't you go check it out? Go over there at Patreon. Go to patreon.com/The Ralph Report. That's patreon.com/The Ralph Report. Or check us out at theralphreport.com.
We also get emails from all around the world. Hit it.
Ain't no drug.
Garman's got an email bag.
Featuring Kevin's reactions.
That's right. Dan Ruiz writes in, as he always does. Could you please have Sylvester Stallone sing They're Coming to Take Me Away, haha. Sincerely, Dan Ruiz. Dan has created his own recurring segment on the show. And I'm going to keep doing it because I think it's fun. You may not like it, but sometimes the show's just for one of us. Like the first half hour. And this particular segment. Yo. Remember when you ran away and I got on my knees and begged you like not to leave because I go berserk? Yo. You left me anyhow, and then the days got worse and worse, and now you see I've gone completely out of my mind. Hey, they're coming to take me away. Oh, they're coming to take me away. Yo, yo, hee, ha, to the funny farm. Well, life is beautiful all the time, and I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clear good. That's it. That's all there is to it. Let's look at emails from folks when they're traveling around or perhaps near their hometown. They find towns, places that have fucked up names, and so we call this segment, Your Town's Got a Fucked Up Name.
Your town's got a fucked up, your town's got a fucked up, your town's got a fucked up name.
This one comes from Andy in New York City. He said, I was on a recent trip to Sydney, Australia. Sydney, Australia? Are you guys near Sydney, where you're from? Yeah, no, yeah. It's not a knife. Didgeridoo. Wallaby. Forgot wallaby.
You found one.
Yeah.
Capybara.
Capybara. Wrong country. Thanks.
I just thought we were naming cute animals.
Recent trip to Sydney, I visited a nature reserve that did not deliver on its promise. Can we see the name of that nature reserve near Sydney?
Oh, shit.
Beautiful Bull's Head. Wonder which one he didn't get, the balls or the head. A light here for beautiful Bull's Head. You guys familiar with Bull's Head? No. It's a big country, I understand. We also get emails from folks who find things that are supposed to be for children, enjoyable for kids. And then when you look at them, you say, these are inappropriate toys.
Not appropriate for girls, not appropriate for boys. What the fuck is that? Inappropriate toys.
This came from Samuel Rotolo. Samuel came across this outfit for toddlers while he was doing some shopping. He says, upon closer inspection, I think it's inappropriate. I don't know. Can we see that picture? It's pandas. Kids.
Oh, shit.
Kids love pandas. They're cute and they're cuddly. They're just, can we zoom in? Hold on. Can we zoom in a little bit? Yeah, maybe.
Oh, man. Is that what you're supposed to do?
And that's not even scientifically accurate because pandas notoriously don't fuck very much.
Yeah.
It's hard to get them to mate.
Not on those pajamas.
No, it's not, apparently. This one comes from Amanda Neeson. She's from British Columbia. Loyal listener from the beginning, says Amanda. Thank you so much. At work, we often give stickers to kids. Yesterday, I took this one out to give to a child and, well, decided to choose a different one. I can see why. Can we look at that sticker? Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's I want to say, purple gorilla flashing her tits, and then they're either pasties or she's had her nipples pierced.
That cookie comes with milk.
Inappropriate for kids. Nick sent this one in from York, Pennsylvania. You know, there's a new Smurf movie's in the offing. We got a new Smurf movie coming.
Are you sure?
They're rebooting Smurf. Yep.
Fair enough.
And they're already cranking out the new toys. Nick says he thinks perhaps the next Smurf movie is going to be a little bit more adult than the previous ones we've seen. I don't know. Can we see the video for the toy? No, we can't. Oh. There we go.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. It's like Papa Smurfs at the dugout at that field you were talking about in New
Over
Jersey.
Collusion.
Yeah, really.
He smurfed me until I smurfed all over his hand. And he wiped it up with his old man beard.
All right. Okay. All right.
That's his kink.
Okay. Don't shame him. That's right. Now it's time for us to say goodbye to some people. This is the sensitive part of the show. This is where we say goodbye to some people who left us, but left behind bodies of work we'll enjoy for many years to come. It's time for the Tinsel Town Stiffs.
And now another edition of Tinsel Town Stiffs. They will be missed.
Just before we came out here, I found out that character actor Bruce Glover had passed away. He was, if you ever saw the James Bond movie Diamonds Are Forever, Remember Mr. Wint and Mr. Kidd, the gay assassin couple? He was the not bald one. But most importantly, most people know him as the father of Crispin Glover, another actor.
Is that right?
Yes, indeed. So that's just a brief addendum.
I got to tell you, as a father, I'm against putting your kid in the business.
I know, you don't like that. You're not into that nepotism thing at all.
I don't stand for it in our house.
This week we lost George Foreman.
Because we sit down and do a podcast about it.
Be wildly inappropriate.
Yes.
Grill commercial star George Foreman. Apparently he did some boxing as well, this says here. But mostly he sold grills. They paid him in 1999 $138 million to buy him out of using his name on those grills. Prior to that, he got paid 40% on the profits of every sale of every grill that was sold, making him $4.5 million a month at the peak of the George Foreman lean, mean grilling machine sales.
So much so that they're like, look, we'll give you $138 million.
So much cheaper to give you that than it is to give you 40% on every grill sold.
That beats getting fucking punched, I'll tell you that much, man.
Yeah, really. He passed away at the age of 76.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Did you have one? Did you have one?
Yeah, I bought 2 George Foreman grills.
2? Because you were really hungry? You wanted to make twice as much?
Yeah, I was like, fucking 2 grills, no waiting. At 2 different places. How old? 76?
76. That's not bad for a guy who got hit in the head for a living for most of his life.
Seemed happy whenever I saw him on interviews and stuff.
Yeah, he wasn't when he was young. When he was a fighter, he was known as being particularly surly and mean.
And then you fucking pull in $4.5 million a month.
He got cheerier
for some reason. The sunnier side of things. Yes. Well, that's a shame, man. What a legend. Big bucket of win.
This one happened a while ago, but after our last show, and Justin Castaneda asked a special request here if we could talk a little bit about Michelle Trachtenberg. Very talented actress from Harriet the Spy and Gossip Girl, and of course Buffy the Vampire Slayer, who sadly passed away at the age of 39. Well, that's why he made the request, because he said, as we celebrate the 15th anniversary of Cop Out, I wonder if Kevin had any particular memories about Michelle as we continue to say goodbye.
She was a good kid, man. She was fun. You know, she had a great sense of humor and stuff, and she kind of gave back to Bruce. She was like sassy with him and stuff. But she was a good kid. And it was crazy because, you know, I called her Harriet and she called me Bob. She's like, if you're going to call me by my character, I'm going to call you by yours. I was like, that's precisely why I called you by your character.
You want to hear a little bit what she had to say about you as a director?
I would.
We got a little bit of video.
Serious?
Can we take a look at that? There she was, crashing through a door.
She was ass,
trying to get off the set.
Out of the room.
I think Kevin has a lot of confidence in his actors. It's nice to say, you know, and I think he'll say that we're hired for a reason, and he sort of just lets us do our thing, especially with the improv and just, you know, like, hey, I think I'd say this a little differently. He's like, yeah, do it. But he's also like really great in picking up like the one thing that you should switch around, and you're like, oh my God, that's totally a different scene now. That's fantastic.
So she thought highly of you.
Very sweet. She was a nice kid, man.
Sometimes you take a look at actors who, you know, actors, let's face it, they're the best of all of us.
Yeah.
There's no higher calling. Really,
Better than me, better than you.
Oh, yeah. Actors are the best. But sometimes even the best actors can give performances that turn out not to be the best. And we like to pay tribute even to the shitty performances, because we have found that bad acting can go all the way around to become exquisite acting.
To be or not to be? That is the question.
Welcome to the world of exquisite acting with Ralph Garman and Kevin Smith.
All right. Seth Kano sent this one in. I believe we touched on this years ago, but it's certainly worth a revisit. Proving that even voiceover actors who have the luxury of being able to do it over and over again and have someone listen to them record those lines, even those actors can give exquisitely bad performances. This is Christopher Daniel Barnes. He was the voice of Spider-Man in Spider-Man the Animated Series from 1994 through 1998. Here he is going after a villain named the Shocker, and it's just a hair over the top, I think.
Get back here, Shocker!
chase you to the ends of the earth. Hey! Yeah, I think even the character of the Shocker was shocked at how bad that performance was.
Shocker! Danny boy! It's like the end of The Shining.
Chris, let's do one more. And just, you're giving me that 12.
He's like, no, I felt that one. That was real.
All right, let's move on then. We like also to look at movies and TV shows with flagrant errors, mistakes, bloopers, boners, whatever you want to call them. And we have found out that the makers of these projects really just don't give a fuck. So we have to call them out. And we have to show you shit that should not be.
And now for shit we should not see. Here's some shit that should not be.
All right. This comes from Shannon Noob. I want to say her name is. Shannon writes in, I was recently watching... I'm good. Thank you. No. I was recently watching Kenny Rogers as the Gambler.
Oh, you got to know when to hold.
When to hold her.
Know when to fold.
When to fold her.
Know when to walk away.
Know when to run. You never count your money.
Never.
While you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the chicken's done.
Good, that's a banger. Still works, man.
Yeah, it does.
Really still works.
You know, last year, I guess it was about a year ago, we were on Jay and Silent Bob's Cruise Askew.
Yeah.
On the ocean.
Yeah, February.
on the cruise. And I was playing blackjack with your friend Jason Lee.
Yeah.
And so we were sitting at the table. And he was at first base and I was at third, or however that works. Opposite sides of the table.
Yeah.
And so we're playing, everybody's very quiet, and then suddenly he just starts going, you got to know when to hold 'em. So I started, when to hold 'em, and we just started going back and forth. Then the whole table started singing, then the whole casino was singing the song by the end of the time.
You were literally involved in that situation twice in your life.
Exactly. Very rare.
Truly.
But I bring that up because we're in pre-sale. Was anyone at the Cruise Askew last year when we did it on the ocean?
It was fun.
It was an amazing time, and they just announced they're doing the pre-sale for next year's, for February 26th.
That's right, man.
2026.
Cruise Askew 2.
So if you want a good time and you want to go on a cruise to Mexico, just saying. All right. Watching The Gambler, Shannon writes, when I noticed an extra in the background doing something similar to sweeping the floor. What could be similar to sweeping the floor? Well, let's find out and take a look at that video. Let's see. It's this shit that should not be. Yeah. He's a good 8 inches. Good 8 inches off the floor there. Yeah.
We need you to sweep quietly.
Yeah, we can't make any sounds sweeping, but we need you to sweep. All right, then I guess. No matter what kind of noise the sweeping made, could not have been as distracting as the fact that he was sweeping the air, in my opinion.
It looked like he was playing fucking Quidditch.
I agree. Let's take a look at some entertainment news, shall we? In a segment we call the HBO Headlines.
Give me head, give me head, give me headlines, and give me head.
Next Tuesday.
Did you ever see that video of that fucking sea turtle, man, and he eats like something underwater, and it must taste shitty, and he goes, spits it out, and it goes swimming away, but he's so mad at it, he fucking hits it. Genius, man. And you see it, his face. And you know how bad it's got to be for a turtle to have an expression? One that I completely fucking understood. But then watching him hit that thing, like it's out of his mouth. He's like, fuck you, man. It's a good video.
Front row just said, he's smoking weed again.
It's good video, man. Good video can make you feel high.
So can weed.
True.
Tuesday's a very big day, April 1st, for those of us of a certain age, and by that I mean old. General Hospital celebrates its 62nd anniversary on Tuesday.
This is still happening?
General Hospital is still on television.
Where? Television is still happening?
There's a thing called ABC, Kevin. It's a place you go to watch television, and you have to sit through some commercials. But they have programming for you to watch.
Wow, man.
It's not a streaming service. You can get it on any television.
It's on like UHF or something?
Crazy.
What
62nd anniversary of
So that's
General
still
Hospital.
happening. They're every day, 5 days a week, they're still making that show.
Yes.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I mean, it is.
But there was a time where I would literally hurry home from school to catch Days of Our Lives, to get General Hospital at 3 p.m. You know?
Why?
Luke and Laura, bitch.
Oh, you were one of those easily programmable sheep that
How
was told
dare
what
you?
to think.
I
Were
got
you really a
swept
fan?
up. I got swept up by Luke and Laura.
Truly.
And Robert Scorpio. Search for the Ice Princess.
Pales in comparison to Nikki and Victor on Y&R.
Oh, nonsense. Nonsense.
I'm an old school Young and the
Nonsense.
Restless fan.
It's not even Marlena and Brady.
Marlena from Days of Our Lives.
Yeah. Roman Brady. Bitches.
Do you remember Deidre Hall?
Yeah,
Had
sure.
a song.
Had a song?
Yeah, like she had a hit fucking song.
No, I didn't remember that.
And I'll be your friend. And I'll be your lover. You're not gonna join in? You don't know this fucking song? Don't make me fucking...
I got nothing for you.
Son of a
I
bitch,
got nothing
man.
for you.
You're looking
I would
at
jump
me.
in if I knew who the hell you were doing or what this was. I'm just confused.
You're
What would
looking
you
at
have me do?
Like I'm the creepy clown.
Just like fake it? I got nothing.
You don't remember that song?
I do not.
Do your show. I'm gonna find that song. Maybe I'm singing
I don't
it
think
wrong.
Deirdre Hall was even a singer.
I think she was. I'm gonna look it up.
All right. Speaking of singing, Johnny Mathis has retired. He's announced he's retired.
Johnny Mathis is still alive.
Cause I wear a silly gray.
How old is he?
The moment you come into view.
That's pretty good, man.
Thank you.
Chances are.
That's
how old
better
is
than
he?
whatever the thing you were doing before that was.
Oh, I'm gonna see.
He is right now. He is old. I can't find the age, but he's like 89 years old. He's been performing for 7 decades. Good.
Wow.
Sit the fuck down, Johnny.
I mean,
Glad
bro,
he's retired.
He was famous
You're wonderful, wonderful.
when we were.
Look at me. I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree.
Am I spelling your name wrong?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Linda Cardellini has been cast as Pamela Voorhees in the Peacock prequel to Friday the 13th, Crystal Lake.
This could be good, man.
How? Explain that to me.
Well, number one, she always makes pretty good choices. I like Linda Cardellini.
The series, though, is about Jason's mom.
Yeah.
Right after he
That's the
dies at
fucking-
Camp Crystal.
That's not right after. It's everything leading up to and including his death. And everything up to like the first fucking, the minute before Friday the 13th, the first movie begins.
This story says the series is set in the immediate aftermath of Jason Voorhees drowning as a young child.
I've heard that it's her working at the camp and she has this special needs kid and as the camp is open and the counselors start fucking and they
Oh, no. I wonder how it ends.
That little boy's gonna hit an iceberg, man, I'll tell you that much. That could be a cool show though. Like, I didn't watch the one about what was it? Psycho, or the Bates Motel.
Bates Motel, yeah.
But like you could go, pretty far in the story of like, hey man, when his mom was not a corpse up in a chair and shit.
Right.
And they got a few seasons, so I think they could. Yeah, spoilers. Sorry, in case you haven't seen Psycho. But they could get something cool. One season though. Like don't drag this out 10 years. And again, she's a good actress.
She is a good actress. That's why I feel bad for her.
Good choices. No.
Although
That could
she's
be
making
cool thing.
she's making a check, so I guess I don't feel so bad.
I bet you it's gonna be good.
New Line Cinema has announced the next in the revamped Monsterverse from the Universal Classic Monster movies. The Mummy is going to be the new movie that's coming up next.
Wait, again?
Yeah. Back in 2017, Tom Cruise tried to reboot the franchise with The Mummy. And so they said, well, everyone hated that, so let's do another Mummy movie. The Invisible Man and the Wolf Man were the first two in the series, and now this one, The Mummy, is going to be released in April of 2026. Good luck. Meanwhile, a movie I actually want to see, Spinal Tap 2 has a release date. It's going to be released in September, this coming September. But the good news is the original is going to be re-released in a newly remastered, remixed form, July 5th through the 7th. That weekend is playing one weekend on the big screens again. So if you're a Spinal Tap fan, you can check out the original before Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues. Which is a great name for a movie.
You know, Deidre Hall was an Electra Woman and Dinah Girl.
Fuck yeah, I knew that song.
Sing it.
Electra Woman and Dinah Girl fighting all evil deeds. Each works for a magazine, hiding the life she leads. Electra Woman and Dinah Girl. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a fucking banger. Yeah. Wow, man, that was good.
Judy Strangest as Dinah Girl.
Who was?
Judy Strangest was the name of the actor.
She go out and do anything else?
Not really, no. Busy Phillips says the Dawson Creek cast is trying to reunite for at least a one-off special in support of their cast member James Vanderbeek. I don't know if you know or not, but he has recently been diagnosed with colorectal cancer. And they would like to put something together, at least one TV movie or something to support James and to bring some money in for him. So I think that's nice. She says she's been talking to Katie Holmes and Michelle Williams, and everybody's in. If they can clear their schedules, it probably won't be an official reboot because the creator of the show, Kevin Williamson, said that's unlikely, but maybe a one-off so Dawson Creek fans can at least enjoy that much. Not interested?
No, it wasn't Deidre Hall.
Oh,
It was Gloria Loring.
Oh, Gloria Loring.
Yeah.
Was she on a soap opera?
I think she was.
Oh.
I'll go look.
Oh, my God. And people are saying over at Fox they're doing so well with adult animation with a revival of King of the Hill and American Dad.
Days of Our Lives.
Days of Our Lives. Okay.
She was also on Days of Our Lives.
Gotcha. There you go. King of the Hill's coming back to Fox, so is American Dad. There's rumors that perhaps a animated show called The Critic could be returning to Fox. It was an unsuccessful series, only lasted for 13 episodes, starring John Lovitz.
That's John Lovitz.
Who's saying it's going to come back? Let me see. Oh, John Lovitz is saying it should come back.
You keep telling me you want it back. I've been trying for years. Well, now it could happen,
says John Lovitz.
Holy shit.
I don't remember anyone saying they wanted that back. I remember some people saying they wanted to get paid for the work they did for him at his comedy club.
Do you remember his...
Not getting paid by him at the comedy club? I do remember that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you remember his catchphrase, the critic's catchphrase?
It stinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do it.
That's what I said to him when I looked at the check.
Still holding that grudge, eh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's not a good dude.
Yeah.
He's not.
Are they... That's the fucking song!
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. Thank you. I don't sound psychotic anymore.
Now I recognize
I was just wrong about
It's a
who
duet
said-
with somebody.
Yeah, with...
And I'll be your friend.
Yes.
And I'll be your
That's what I was singing.
lover.
Carl Anderson and Gloria Loring.
We don't have to be one or the other.
It was a big, like, wedding song in the 80s.
Yeah, I remember that now.
I remember that now.
Now that I heard it. I thought you were having a psychotic episode for a
and you
minute.
honestly looked at me like I was having a break where it's just like, look, it's one thing you want to read your script, but like, Something's happening here.
You're making up songs now. Let's take a look at some geek news before we say goodnight. What do you say?
Ralph and Kevin, Ralph and Kevin, Ralph and Kev. Geek news.
Yeah, I think all the people who really enjoy geek news are down at WonderCon this weekend. That may be a reason
WonderCon's happening
we're a
this
little
weekend?
light. We might be a little light because of WonderCon. Yeah.
Oh, right
Fuck
on.
those nerds.
Where is it? In
Anaheim.
That's where they...
Anaheim, thank you. Acting.
I remember
Stuck in
it
love
used
it
to be.
mode.
Yeah, look
Yeah.
at that, man. You're gonna he may not have paid you back. You're gonna get your fucking fill by ripping them off.
The only real news this
You know
week.
what? Maybe we should do is. Here's a fucking idea, bro.
All right.
Since we're workshopping my script.
Yeah, let's do more of that.
Maybe instead of doing a Shirley Duckus Pacino, you do them as Lovitz.
Now you're talking.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Payback's a bitch.
No, it could literally be payback because if we turn that show into a money-paying gig,
Yeah.
then you're making money off him.
Oh, I love that idea.
Revenge is sweet when you can spend it.
Ask me of like movie. What do you think of the food at movies?
What do you what do you think of the food at movies?
It stinks.
Oh shit. I like it.
The only real geek news this week, of course, were the sad people who sat for 5.5 hours in front of their computers watching a bunch of directors' chairs slowly go by a camera.
And what was so sad about that?
You did it, didn't you?
Of course.
Yeah.
Worth every second.
That's how they announced. You know what I did? I lived a full life, and then the next day I read it. I read the list of people who were in the movie. They announced the list of the actors who are going to be performing in Avengers Doomsday this week. 5.5 hours of a camera slowly panning a collection of directors'
Empty chairs.
And then Robert Downey Jr. was there at the end, laughing his ass off at those people. No, he wasn't.
They didn't. It wasn't everybody though, because.
You think there's more names to be added?
Fuck yeah, Spider-Man wasn't listed.
Maybe he's not in.
Oh.
You don't think they would have slid that in if they were doing the announcement of who
I
was
think
in?
it probably has something to do with like Sony having Spider-Man and blah blah blah.
I hope that guy plays him in this movie. Shocker! Hope we get that Spider-Man.
Christopher Daniel Barnes.
Yes.
It's a multiverse.
I will track you to the end of the earth!
He can fight him on Battle World.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I look forward to it. But
It does have
they
some
didn't
interesting
list
choices.
everybody.
Some of the X-Men are coming back, including Patrick Stewart as Professor
Yeah.
X, Ian McKellen as Magneto. How are they going to roll him out for that?
Nightcrawler's coming back, man.
Yeah, Alan Cumming.
Yeah.
Kelsey Grammer is the Beast. Oh, for God's sakes, Niles. James Marsden as Cyclops. Channing Tatum will finally get a chance to play Gambit in a real
With
movie.
the other X-Men, yeah.
Rebecca Romaine as Mystique. Yeah, all right. Put it back in your pants, sir.
And they all get killed in the first 3 minutes by Dr. Doom.
I want to get killed. That's what Patrick Stewart said when he signed the check. The Fantastic Four are all going to be on hand.
Yeah.
The Thunderbolts, if anyone recognizes them, they'll be in the movie as well.
So was Namor.
Yes, from Black Panther.
So Namor and Sue Storm are going to be in the same movie. Which, if you follow your comics,
oh boy,
he's always trying to marry Sue Storm.
Right? Who isn't?
It's true.
She got an invisible vagina.
Is that what they're after?
No, that's what makes it hard to marry
They're
her.
like, I've had it all, but what I ain't had is the invisible kind.
I want to see my penis disappear.
Yeah. Would it, or would you just see your penis? Like when Wonder Woman. Yeah.
I like Kevin because he asked the big questions.
Yeah. When Wonder Woman gets in the invisible jet as represented in the TV show Wonder Woman, we saw her
Right, through the
flying
jet.
through the air.
Right, yeah.
So I'm thinking, if you stick your visible dick
Right.
in an invisible woman
Uh-huh.
or an invisible man,
Mm-hmm.
you would see it.
Would you?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. The invisible woman,
Yeah.
you can see through her body.
Yeah.
But you don't see through her skin to her internal organs or anything else that's inside her body through her skin.
Yeah, the soft, gushy spots.
So anything that's inside her body, I assume, would become invisible, much like her organs or everything else.
But here's where you're wrong.
Tell me.
Because every atom
of her,
her being,
right.
All of her unstable molecules
Yes.
are just at that point invisible.
Right.
That means the organs are invisible as well.
Right.
Not that they're invisible because they're behind her skin and ribcage, which are invisible.
Right.
They too are invisible.
Okay.
So putting your dick
So enveloping something in an invisible flesh
you're gonna see
pocket.
it. You're gonna see it.
Would still.
What you'll see, if anything, is like if it's tight, you'll see the dick be like like getting squeezed in midair. And people will be like, what the fuck's going on? Like, if you just walked in a room...
It would look like your penis is pulsating and distorting right in front of...
It's a possessed dick.
Right.
And then it'd be running too fast for you to explain, I'm having sex with an invisible person.
Fair enough.
Not sure if it's a man or woman. It's all good in the dark.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh, can I? That's the only geek
All right,
news?
you fucked the thing in the ass.
Yeah.
Would the rock scrape your penis?
100%. There's
All right.
nothing soft back
I just
there.
wanna make sure.
That's why you go back there. He's like, it's clobbering time. Yeah, let me show you how we do it on Yancey Street.
All right. Fair enough.
Speaking of Marvel, they're probably going to take the job away now. I wrote a story for the giant size Amazing Spider-Man, the very first one they've ever done. And I wrote a full story, 15 pages. There's a bunch of stories in there. So that comes out in June, they announced that.
Congratulations.
Very, very cool. Then, appropriate for geek news.
Absolutely.
Then in July, Archie meets Jay and Silent Bob comes out, which I wrote, and it literally is Jay and Silent Bob and the Archie gang.
Jughead and Betty and Veronica.
Archie
everybody?
gets a job at Quick Stop.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so our worlds collide, and it all finishes up at a Josie and the Pussycats concert.
Oh, you lucky bastard.
It's really, and it's surprisingly, considering it's Jay and Silent Bob, it's surprisingly like innocent and shit. A lot of people are like, are they gonna fuck Betty and Veronica? I'm like, Betty and Veronica are teenagers, you fucking pigs. But they're gonna get high with them, that's for sure. So it's a fun story, man. And then in August, September, October, November, the next run of Quick Stops comes out. So I got a lot of comic book work.
You gotta sell some fucking comics to buy Bullwinkle shit.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And let me tell you, comics don't fucking pay. So that ain't paying for the Bullwinkle
That's why
shit.
you have to meet with everybody in their universes.
Or I thought you meant the parking lot for Venmo. Venmo money.
You're
listen,
blowing guys in Pop's chocolate shop.
I'm not supposed to do this, but this is geek news and it's rather big. But it doesn't come out until Monday. So I control...
So we have to kill everyone in this room?
We control when the podcast goes out in the world, so we'll...
We don't control when they go out in the world.
Well, that's why I'm going to make a deal with them.
All right.
I'll share something very cool with y'all, but you can't go out and say anything. Again, it'll be out Monday morning. Everyone's going to know and stuff like
There's
that.
Australians here. You can't trust them.
It's true. It is a prison planet. But nobody recorded anything.
All right. Everyone stand up.
Put your hands in the
Drop
air,
your pants.
Dicks on the
No,
table.
I'm just kidding.
All right, here we go. Remember that movie Dogma? I know a little thing about it. Yeah. So if you're here in Los Angeles, you might want to set aside Easter Sunday, aka 420. Because
Perfect day for blasphemy.
not at all. This is a very reverent movie. Just happens to have a lot of butt fucking jokes in it. We're gonna kick off a tour. I'm gonna take the movie out across the country. We're gonna do 25 cities.
Dogma's coming back finally. Wow.
From 4:20 till about 5:15 or something like that, we're gonna tour, and then probably add more cities as we go. But then it's coming out everywhere at the top of June. You'll be able to see it.
Physical media or theaters or what?
Theaters.
A re-release of Dogma.
Now again.
How long has it been since anyone could see Dogma? Buy a copy of it or
buy a copy? It's been a while, but you could always go to YouTube and watch it. That's what I used to do. They had a really nice version of it and shit. Whenever I wanted to revisit my friends, I'd go to YouTube and watch Dogma. But now we'll be able to, like, there'll be a kick-ass fucking steel book coming out and stuff like that. But first, it's theatrical.
Beautiful.
Going back into theaters. Man.
Nice.
It's gonna be crazy. So, yes, I will be. If you listen, that would be next year. Talk about doing a sequel and stuff, but that would be next year. So if you're listening in a state that's not California, chances are we'll probably be headed your way as well.
Beautiful.
With the movie, man. It's very exciting.
All right.
Yeah. Again, let's keep it quiet.
Yeah.
Till
Shut up.
Monday morning. If it gets out, I'm gonna know it's one of you fucking people.
Right?
Probably the Australians. But yeah, exciting times, man. That's what I'm gonna spend the next month doing.
Fair enough. Before we say goodnight, gang, we got one last bit of business to take care of. We do have to talk about the size of Liam Neeson's penis. He does have one of the largest penises in show business, so we're obsessed. And so each episode, we close the show out talking about facts about Liam Neeson's penis you may or may not have known, sent to you by Hollywood Babble-On listeners everywhere. If you would like to contribute, you can send facts about Liam Neeson's cock or anything else you'd like to hbopodcast@aol.com. Yes, we still use AOL. All right. It's time for Liam Neeson's cock.
Oh, we can't help but wonder how big is Liam Neeson's cock?
Wie groß ist Liam Neeson sein Penis?
That's right. Liam Neeson's cock is so big.
How big is it?
It's longer than Adrian Brody's Oscar speech. I don't know about that.
Nothing could be that long. Did it spit its gum out as well?
Yes, it did.
I said gum.
Oh, gum. My bad. I misunderstood. Liam Neeson's cock is so big.
How big is it?
It needs a few extra seatbelts when Liam goes for a drive. I think that's true. Do we have a picture of Liam taking a drive? Liam Neeson's cock is so big.
How big is it?
It just showed up in a secret military group text chat. I think it was invited. Liam Neeson's cock is so big.
How big is it?
While Liam was swimming, the penis got caught in the undertow and had to be rescued by the Coast Guard. I think we got pics of that as well, too, if I'm not mistaken.
Holy shit!
Yeah. Thank God for our Coast Guard guardsmen. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service.
What? I mean, what?
It's Liam Neeson's cock.
This really happened somewhere? Because that looks convincing.
I believe it's some sort of submersible that they were actually pulling out of the ocean.
Now, would it disappear inside of an invisible woman?
No, we've established it would be distorted, but you would see it.
It would look like that.
It would look like that. With all kinds of things hanging off it,
A lot
apparently.
of seaweed around it.
And lastly, Liam Neeson's cock is so big.
How big is it?
It has been cast in HBO's new Harry Potter TV series as Hogwarts.
Oh, shit, ladies and gentlemen of Burbank, have you had a good time this evening?
I've never meant this more, but thank each and every one of you for being here tonight.
Not only do we thank you, but you, 100, it sounded like 300 kids. You made us feel fucking fantastic.
Thank you.
Nobody makes anybody feel more fantastic than the guy to my left. Give it up for the fucking legend, Ralph fucking Garman.
Let's hear it for my bestest buddy and Babble brother, Mr. Kevin Smith.
And that is Hollywood Babble-On for this week. I'm Kevin Smith.
I'm Ralph Garman.
Babble the fuck off. Good night, Burbank!
This is the cat. Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the a.k.a. Ask Kev Anything.
Every saga has a 10-year anniversary, ladies and gentlemen, and this is what happens when Jay and Silent Bob get old. I'm Kevin Smith. Cheers, if you